check Newbury Park those rooms.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Well, I need my phone.
Um,
Brad, it was nice meeting you.
you
I
too.
have to head back to the desk, but I
No
look
worries.
forward to talking to you some more this week.
Sounds good. We'll definitely touch base again and just thank you again for your trust, and we'll definitely get this done. I do feel confident we're going to be able to do it well before your due date. So you guys are going to be good.
Perfect,
Awesome.
thank
Thank you
you.
so
Awesome.
much. Take care.
Thank you guys. Take
See
care.
you.
Bye. All right. So were there any specific cities you want me to start with first, and we'll kind of
Uh,
there?
we did look at a property. It's in foreclosure right now. I don't
Okay.
know if you're allowed to be aggressive in foreclosure properties, but the address is 1165 McKnight Road, and that's in Thousand Oaks.
Okay. McKnight Road.
And that one's priced at 899, 900 right now.
Okay.
It says it's a 2 bedroom, 2 bath, but there's two ADUs um on it. It looks like the garage was converted, and I'm not sure if that's permitted or not.
Right.
And then the above the garage was also an ADU.
Okay.
And then the other one that was in foreclosure, but um let's see. I think it's now up for auction. Uh the other one is right nearby, and it's right next to a park. It's 311 Poplar Crest Avenue.
Okay. So 311 Poplar. Oops. I don't think I spelled that right.
Poplar.
And what city is that? Not sure.
Thousand Oaks. So it's right down the street, and it's literally directly across from a awesome park.
Okay.
But it just went up for auction. It was in foreclosure, but over, I think, as of January, it's now in auction. Poplar Crest
Poplar
Avenue, yeah.
Crest all together or
No, split. There you go, Thousand Oaks.
I don't know.
Yeah, that one. So that's a 4 bedroom, 2 bath, and right across the street is a park, but it's now an auction, I guess.
Okay. So the things we'll want to check with Jeff is to find out. So auction.com, I've worked with them before in the past when I worked for a nonprofit, and you needed cashier's checks to go and buy these properties cash
That's what I thought you needed.
for the full amount. So it's likely going to not be a realistic option. I'm just
Yeah,
trying
I
to be
didn't
upfront
think
about
so.
it. The other one, there's a little bit more of a chance just because it's listed on the MLS. So sometimes, and that's what I was trying to read the details of what it said on there for that. But if you look down here, so they have agent remarks, private remarks. And this will just give you, these are only agents can see this on our end, but it says go direct, super lockbox on the front door. Elderly former owner passed away inside. Please note there's a 30-day window where the seller can only accept offers from owner occupants per California Civil Code AB 2170. Seller cannot accept offers from investors within the first 30 days. California Assembly Bill that became effective on January 1st, 2023, aims to increase home ownership by acquiring certain sellers of foreclosed properties to only accept offers from eligible bidders during the first 30 days after a property is listed. Eligible bidders include prospective owner occupants, nonprofit, affordable housing, and certain governmental agencies. So, all that's saying, I mean, for your situation, you would be good for that. Up here,
Okay.
showing instructions, it does say all offers to be submitted by the buyer's agent via the rest.net agent portal. If your offer is accepted, you agree to be responsible for an offer submission tech fee of $300. The fee will be collected and dispersed by the settlement agent and dispersed at the closing and settlement of the transaction. To submit your buyer's offer, simply click the link below. If you already have a ResNet agent account, you'll be prompted to log in. If not, you have to create an account. To begin, paste onto this. So I'm going to show you a couple of things real quick, but just copy this buyers and buyer's agent to complete their own due diligence and complete any and all inspections and information regarding this property. So basically, when you buy any foreclosed property, it's as is, right? Like you're taking every risk with it. You don't have your same protections that you have in a standard transaction. Trying to copy this. It's letting me. So just knowing that ahead of time, and it's in this market, I don't know if it's necessary yet. Even when we were buying foreclosed properties, so it says make an offer, days on the market, there's 10. It says REO, what to expect. That's it. You just click on this. What documents am I required when I submit an offer as a buyer's agent? Am I responsible for presenting the full contract package to the seller? How long will it take for the seller to respond? Who receives it? Buyer's offer was countered by the seller, rejected. The offer is on hold. What does this represent? What documents are required when I submit the offer? Check with the listing agent. That doesn't help. It just says proof of funds, pre-approval, residential purchase agreement. So you might be able to submit this like a regular offer. We have to check the condition of the property to make sure there isn't anything that the loan, the financing, it was one of the initial questions that you guys brought up. If you're looking for a fixer type property, certain properties can't be financed, right? Based on the condition and what the appraiser is going to call out. VA appraisers do have certain minimum requirements. It's got to be habitable. It's got to have heat. You got to be able to cook, right? But if there's certain things that you can't move in and it's already habitable, like it's missing flooring, there's mold, there's just certain electrical, like loose electrical, all those things need to be corrected prior to close. And so
Yeah.
if you have a seller and they price it low and they're trying to create a multiple offer situation, it's not saying they're going to get rid of our VA loan, but it's a higher risk for them to take our offer and have to fix more things where they just want to offload the property, right? So
Okay.
it's part of us being good and getting a home that's going to work for both of you is being efficient and effective with our time as well and making sure we're getting properties that you got a realistic chance of being able to close the transaction on. So if we see things, we're going to take pictures, send it over to Jeff. He's probably going to send it to Jessica and say, hey, anything that you know of, unless he knows offhand, but anything that the underwriters are going to have issue with, right?
Yeah.
On these properties.
Yeah. I know a little bit on that. So carpet was one of them, and utilities being on was one of them.
Yep.
Um, I don't know about unpermitted spots. Like I said, I don't know if that garage, I think the Spanish tile photo is what the
Uh,
garage is. Um,
on this property here.
yeah,
Okay.
towards the end of the photo reel, there's a Spanish tile.
That
Yeah, I
that
think
in the
that's the garage.
okay. Yeah, and if it is, sometimes it can't get called out. Other times I've seen it where it's not a big issue. So for a typical transaction, not saying VA, I'm just saying just regular transaction, it doesn't always get called out by the appraiser. Now, a VA appraiser may come in and say, okay, is this all permitted or there's just some safety items or issues depending on how it's done, and they call it out. Other times it's not a big deal, and a VA appraiser will come in and it is subjective. It's not like I've seen it. Basically, what I mean by that is I've seen houses without a stove oven where they had a microwave, and the VA appraiser said, well, they can cook in the microwave. Then I've seen it
Okay.
where there was like one burner out on a stove or an oven, and that had to be fixed, right? Like the VA appraiser tested all the everything on the stove top, and one burner was out, and that had to be corrected prior to close of escrow, and that was okay.
Okay. I
Um,
see what you're saying.
so it
Yeah.
is subject, it's not absolute, but there are things that we can see as red flags and be like, all right, this probably isn't going to be a good thing. But just being at where they're at price point wise on this one already, um, you're already at 899. This is the other thing I was going to check just for quick comps in the neighborhood. It's called RPR. And so you have RVM at 985. So the value's up there in the just quickly looking at it, it says confidence is at 5. So at this one here, you can see that closed at 845, and this was likely on the regular market at 845. You got 900 that canceled at 900,000. Closed at 819. It's a 22,026, so not very big, but that one closed at 819. So with that all being said, you're not likely going to get this under 800,000. You get what I'm saying? And you could find a better, less risky property on the regular market
Okay.
you can negotiate better terms with. Does that
Okay.
does that make
Yeah,
sense?
I just wanted to give you a idea of what we've been looking at. Yeah.
Of
Because
absolutely.
I know it says 2 bedroom on there, but we could have potential of expanding that 2 bedroom, obviously.
Absolutely. Okay. So we'll leave it open on the general search. We're gonna keep it where it's gonna be open, just in the sense that
Okay.
I don't want to limit it to 3 bedrooms and then we don't see something that's listed as a 2 bedroom that actually can go higher. You
I
know,
agree.
and
Yeah.
so we don't want to miss those. But let me go up to, I'm gonna go up to 900, and then looking at the time, we should still be pretty good. Turn. I rather list the specific cities. So let's go Camarillo, Thousand Oaks, Newberry Park, Simi Valley, Moore Park. Go up to 9. Try to look at single family to start with. And then I'm just gonna go to list, price descending. So we see it all from here going down. We see detail, we can see a little bit more in terms of the photos. Palmer Avenue, that's a good one. It's been on for a while. Probably not gonna budge a lot on this one though. 59 days on the market. It's Vicente Arizati. Oops. All right, go down. I'm gonna go kind of quick at first because these are still quite a bit higher than where we're at,
Hmm.
but it is good to watch them. Appleton, especially if I know it's in a particular neighborhood that it's just priced a little higher than where it should be. I got my dogs ready to go outside. Let me let them out. Corona Street at 844. See where that's at map wise. So this is getting closer to the railroad tracks. So usually that keeps the value down some. You always got to look at resale value, but sometimes it's not a bad setup, and it's not like it's a constant with the train going all the time. I actually, when I lived in Mission Oaks, that I thought was pretty good distance, you could hear it from there, So
Yeah.
it's there's no real avoiding it altogether. This one's got a little pull. Are you against a pull, open to it?
I think we're open to it. Yeah, because we were
Okay.
looking at a couple properties.
Okay. So this one needs, as you can see, like popcorn ceilings. Sometimes when they take crappy photos like this with their own phone, that actually helps you as a buyer. And just things to kind of look for. Like, don't be turned off on it, especially if you're willing to do a little bit of work on it. The roof looks like it's in pretty good shape. Exterior looks pretty good. It's not a bad location. That's a pretty good neighborhood where this one's located on Corona Street. So then you
Hmm.
got Alscott and Simi. That looks nice from the exterior, nice on the inside. See what this one's been on. 74 days on the market. Trisha Perez, I know her. Um, Map, that's a 3-2, 1428 square feet. Still a little bit higher than where we want to be, but you're not far off. And sometimes, like if you say 8 was your max and you're like, you know what, this one would be worth it, then that's what you write, and see what they come back with. Find out what the situation is. It's a
Yeah.
nice inside
We
outside.
have a 60K for 401K too.
Okay. And that actually
So
helps.
if we need to throw down to then we can look into that. And I don't think we get taxed on as a first time home buyer either. So we can liquidate some of that.
That's great. Okay. So 829. This is in Moore Park here, Luther
I was
Circle.
gonna show you that one too. I was
This
looking
one?
at that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So 691. Just
that
select.
one, oh, I don't know if I saved that one. I was looking at it though. That one has a ADU in the back too, I think.
Oh, wow.
Something funky's going on back there. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
If I remember, I think it was that one. Oh no, it wasn't that one. It was a
Okay.
different prop.
I'm trying to think if I know I've shown this type of property. I'm just thinking if I've sold this model. Let's see map wise where it's at. Luther. So that's Campus Drive. That's up the 118. Pretty good area over there. That's closer to Simi. Here's your leisure village. I didn't get rid of the 55 and older on this one. Diablo Avenue. That's Moore Park, 825. So you're not, there's a good amount of properties. It's a very good sign that you're seeing this many right around that 800 mark. Now he's
Mhm.
come back in. Sign. All right, bud. Balance Circle. That's in Simi. This is Page. Lane in Thousand Oaks. Star Pine, Simi. There's Village. Cynthia, Simi. Emily. Just seeing if any of these pop out. Uh, Wisteria, Monte, 7. There's the marker. Prasad Drive. Thousand Oaks. Let's go to the detailed. So you can see how long. So 34 days. Thousand Oaks. Aristotle. Earl Avenue at 779. Canyonlands. Moore Park. I think. Oh, this might be the one. Let me see if this is it. So we just sold one on Canyonlands. Yep. So this one is a distressed property, if I recall it correctly. It's not a bad home. 775. What did they start at? 799. 32 1439. So this is a good neighborhood over here on Canyonlands.
Okay.
Scrape ceiling. You need to scrape the ceilings, but they did. I believe they had a slab leak or something at some point. So they did. There's upgrades through this property, but it still needs to be finished. I don't. Let me see if it's another one. So we just sold one up the street. I'm just trying to. I don't want to misquote what we got for it. I think it went out at 870. Let's see if the RPR. No, 865. That's what it was. We started at 850. So that one's at 775. RVM's at 797. See if it shows the other one that we just sold on the corner. Yeah, 865. This one you can tell they painted the exterior. They had a little bit more done to it, but you got a really good value. So 3.2, 15, 14 square feet. And then this one here. So I would definitely try to check this one out. I just remember there being something kind of funky with this one. But it's been on for a while. 3 bedroom, two bath.
Okay.
Would it be something you'd be open to checking out?
Yeah, I just saved it, so just looked
Yep.
it up.
Cool. HOA fees 67 a month, so they do have a super low HOA. I don't think they do anything, but you do have that, so it's just something to make sure you're aware of. But that's a good one, especially at the price point of where it's already at. It's already at the 775, and I want to say they started higher. Let's see, history. Yep, they started at 820. I thought it was 850. 825. So they started at
Okay.
825, canceled it, just relisted it after we sold ours at 860. And that just shows you what you can do really quick with just paint, scraping ceilings, just the basic stuff, because that other property wasn't that big. And it got action quick. We had to sell it in a weekend. They were the ones that bought the home out of 14 offers in TO. So when they
Mhm.
sold their property, that's what they're able to get. So there's Lawrence. I'm just seeing if anything else just kind of stands out to me as we go through it. Patricia, so that's kind of a busier street area. Chelsea Court, so far. 4th Street, Ellen, Pansy, Penrose, Via Calderon. That's pretty good. Um, Put it back on the report. That's at 3-2. It's smaller. 1141. Vacant go direct. Tim Davis. I know him too. 730 is the price. 12 days on the market. Is that big enough at 1100 square feet? Did you see the yard? It's going to be tight. I mean, it's not, 14, 15 is gives you can feel the difference. It's not a whole lot of photos, but it's not a bad property. It's got a decent yard. So this is a really good location. 5115 Via Calderon at 730. They probably got a low HOA there though. It's 210 a month, but it is at the 730 price point. It's been on 12 days. It's vacant too, so that one would be an easy one to see. It's probably worth it. So what we should do, if we can schedule some time, what is your schedule for you and your husband, typically during the week? What do you guys know?
Uh, so if it's local to uh where we work in Moore Park, we'll
Uh-huh.
come stop by after 5, no problem.
Okay.
Or anytime on the weekends, of course.
Okay. So after 5 o'clock or the weekends?
Yeah.
Okay. And if it does help, if you're both open to it as well, and obviously I want to go out there with you, especially in the first few. But I do have a partner, April, who can also help us if it helps availability wise. So, I mean, I have a bunch of agents that work with me, but April and I do a lot together. So I just don't want if I have, let's just say I have a listing appointment like I do today at 12, but you're able to pop by and see it at lunchtime and she's available, are you okay with that if she's able to just open the door
Yeah.
for me? Okay. I just want
Yeah.
to, I always want to make sure that it isn't just based solely on my schedule as well. You know what I mean? So that I
Yeah.
can get you in
That's cool.
in a timely fashion. But she's great. She's been doing it about a year and a half. I've coached her daughter in softball. Sweetheart. She's most people like her more than they like me. So she's good. She always says I'm the brains behind it. And I was like, you can call it whatever you want to call it. And just we have a good work. So this one looks pretty nice. Have you seen this one yet?
I don't recall.
The 16 days on the market. It's 400 a month HOA though. So a little higher there. It's 93063, so that's getting more East Simi. Are you open to all of Simi? Or are you trying to stay like Central or West Simi? Is
We're open to all, I would assume.
okay.
So yeah.
So that one's at 725. Yeah. And normally we don't go like this and spend this kind of time like going through property by property. This isn't a normal thing. It's just I'm trying to get a feel for what you're open to and what seems a little bit better or what you would prefer. So just kind of at some of the properties we've looked at, what have you liked or not liked?
Um, so we have 3 cars, so anything with the driveway or a garage, yeah, that's ideal.
Okay.
Um, uh, would love to have uh some sort of yard,
Okay.
if we can get that going too.
Uh-huh.
If it's a big yard, we can always expand it
Okay.
at some point. Ken's not stoked about HOA if they won't let us play with the property like this one is
Right.
attached, right?
Attached.
So
Right.
there's nothing we can do about the curb appeal.
Okay.
But if it's like a HOA for like a gate or a park, then no big deal. But
Right. That all helps. I appreciate you sharing all that. So that's I'm writing these notes down and trying to get an idea. Estancia Place. I know I've seen this one forever.
Yeah, Ken's more after the equity when we're done after 3 years or whatever.
Right. So the higher appreciation opportunity.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
saw this property that was infested with rodents.
This one here, Covington.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that one was awful.
And these kind of look like the
We
dude.
saw that one with our realtor lady, Arshia.
Okay. So Lou Drive.
We
So
saw that one as well
okay.
with her.
Okay. So Lou Drive in Covington.
Yeah, those two we saw with her.
All right, I'm trying to see what areas these are in, just so I know. So that's Tapo Street, East Los Angeles Park.
The Covington property was a nice street area.
Mhm.
Um, but the
Down
uh
Fitzgerald.
Lou Drive property, that was a slightly more traffic area.
Okay. Yeah, Pine Terrace. So Pine Terrace is nice. I know I've sold a property over here. This one needs a little bit of work. Let's see what the HOA is now. Jeez, 558 a month. This is
Yeah,
actually, I know it's too
there's a
high.
lot of HOA that's
Mhm.
climbing. I don't know why. Probably just insurance costs, I would
In
assume.
insurance, some are unwarrantable, they're non-warrantable, so they're dropping them, and then it makes it hard for financing, so it does impact the value. So you really want to be careful. If you can do no HOA, that's the way to go. And I've seen enough properties on here now to know we'll be able to find something in the low sevens, um, maybe going up to eight, but there's enough on here that you're gonna be good. We'll find some properties, check it out. And that's why it's like if we can just check out a handful just to start, you probably won't be interested in any of those, like in terms of being ready to write, but then I'll get a good feel of what you're looking for, what locations you're interested in, and then when we do show after that, it'll be much closer to the property that you're likely end up getting.
Okay.
So that's kind of the process of how we started. Um, Definitely want to get Jeff everything that he needs just so he's good to go. But I'm not as concerned about that. I just want to make sure we got that ball rolling so that it happens all the time once you commit and start on this process. I've done it many times where we've gone out one time, shown one property, they're like, this is the home. It's right on it. We write. They're like, wow, that happened so fast. Like I looked for four
Mhm.
years, kind of got kicked around by these other agents. And then you showed me one place and we wrote, and that's kind of how it's worked. Like I met him at an open house. We did this buyer consult, spent a lot of time on this, kind of did similar going through properties. And then we already knew it's like, no, that's the one. Like that
Yeah.
canyon land, I don't think you're gonna fall in love with the house. Like you'll see as you approach it, it needs some work. But there's a lot of potential on that property, especially at that
Yeah.
price point. So,
Yeah. And
and I think,
you would probably have a better conversation with Ken when it comes to something like that. But
yeah,
yeah, we're not afraid of stuff like that. So
this is a really good neighborhood, and I just know it, and I know how much action it got quick. So, and the one we sold was actually, this isn't the one I'm thinking of either. This is the one I'm thinking of is right across the street. That was the distressed property. So it's not the same home. This one came on, I thought they were right here because we were on this corner right. No, it is the one I was thinking of. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong corner. So this is Canyonland Street. We were 4506. So I was kind of backwards on it, thinking it was like on the same side as this. This is the exact same one that popped up before. So there is something different going on, whether the guy's underwater on the property, like he has to sell the property. So this might be the one that's worth checking out right away at 775. And it's got
okay.
some good things with it, and it's a good sized property. It's 1439.32. It's not huge, but it's a decent size. It's got a little yard, 4791. It's not a huge lot. Let's see if you can see on the satellite. But this is a very desirable neighborhood in Moore Park. You'll see when you go check it out. There's some areas that aren't the greatest over there. This is off Peach Hill Road, and that's right off of like if you go down here, so Tierra Rajada to Peach Hill, and Spring Road. This is
Yeah, that's a
all
nice
this
spot.
area is nice.
It's
Yeah,
quiet.
it
Yeah.
is. So that's that one I think we definitely should try to see soon. Uh,
Okay.
that's that's the only one that really jumps out at me right now, but I'll keep going through this list. And then did you send me
I'll
your
pass on the info to Ken as well.
perfect? Did you send me both of your emails?
Yeah, you should. I think I think I responded to you
Okay.
with Ken,
Okay,
and
perfect.
I did when I sent you the rental or the realtor agreement.
Okay, sounds good. So I'll make sure I have both your emails here. I'm gonna, like I said, set you up on a very broad search so that you don't miss anything. And then as properties come in, let's just keep a running tab of what piques your interest. And then if I see something that I think is definitely worth checking out, like this Canyonlands property, then we'll add it to it. And then hopefully, when are you thinking in terms of trying to check some properties out?
Yeah, what if you think we can keep going even though we're in our 30 days
Yeah.
exclusive thing, then we'll keep pressing with you. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will call about that, but I know we can definitely at least check properties out. The key is when we can write, right? So I will have to get a new buyer rep agreement with both of you signed. So
Okay.
we're in compliance, and nobody can say that we're not. But I do think it's at least worth it for us to see a few properties a few times to get a feel, regardless of what it is. So then when that right property is there and we're able to pull the trigger, we already know what we're doing. We're not like starting fresh 30 days from now. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Cool.
Okay.
Any other questions, I guess, about the process or any of that right now?
No, I think we're good. If you wanted to know our total net income
Uh-huh.
after taxes, it's 10.5 a month.
Okay. So 10,500 a month.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then debt wise, are you both pretty good on that?
I'm clear. The only thing I have is a auto lease, and then he's paying off all his debts. But when I did add all of his debts, we were at 45 to 49, depending on
Okay.
the purchase price and rate.
Perfect. And with VA, you can go higher than that. Not that you want
Yeah,
to, but
correct.
you can
Yeah.
go much higher. So 45 to 49 is a good range. And that was around
Mhm.
that 725 to 8
Yeah.
mark. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. That's awesome. Well, I'm going to reach out to the broker, and I'll try to see if I can get an answer. So I'll let you know just in terms whether, we should kind of wait a little bit to do it. But if we're able to see it sooner, I definitely want to make sure we check out that Canyonlands before that gets snagged up. And it might still be sitting a month from now, you know what I mean? But
Mhm.
just where it's at price wise, I definitely know it's worth checking out.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, very nice meeting you and
Thanks, Brandon.
yeah, no problem. Look forward to working with you. And you have my cell. So if anything comes up, just reach out.
You bet. Thank
All right.
you.
Take care, Alexis. We'll see you. Bye bye.
Bye.